Good morning, interwebs. It is 12:30 at night, and it's daylight savings time day, so I'm actually going to get shorted an hour this evening, but that's okay. I am working on a project, and I was deep into it, and I was like, oh, I should share this. So, I am working on the big secret project-y thing that I've been talking about on my other channel, and I am making a board for a game. So, this is, let's see if it'll focus, there it is. This is a piece of watercolor paper, and I just hand-lettered Let Peachlet Play. I have put water over all of the parts except the word Peachlet, and I mixed up this green watercolor, and now I'm going to try painting this. And I am not sure how this is going to turn out, or exactly what I envision, but I'm going to try some things and see if they work. And if they don't work, well, I will have gotten more practice doing watercolor, and if they do work, then I'll be really excited and we'll have something cool to look at. Alrighty, time to paint this up because I think my water has all absorbed enough into the paper. Let's go. The watercolor portion is drying, and I've been trying to decide for certain what I was going to do with the rest of the board. So here is what we're working with. This is like a Plinko board. You drop little things and they slide down. Has flour on it. Currently says drop a puck and test your luck. I had bought this for my kid's first birthday luau, so we used it. But I'm not having any more kids, and none of them are turning 1, and I've decided to absorb this into my channel. So I'm revamping it. That is what I'm working on the title and the final game component portion. But this middle section, I was going to just leave the flower, but I don't really feel like it just doesn't match. So I'm going to use black acrylic paint. I'm going to paint it. I think I'm going to just leave the sticks yellow as they are. That's fine. But I'm going to paint the background and obviously leave the green around the outside because that's on brand. And, yeah. So I went through my box of paints, which lives up there all the time, my acrylic paints. Pulled it down. I love having things where I can just reach and pull them down. It's so great. And I had some jet black acrylic paint here. And then I had to go and search for where the paint brushes were because I'd let my son use this one when we were painting wooden letters of his name, which we then have bejeweled or are in the process of bejeweling, and they're going to go on his bedroom wall. But that is not, it's a work in progress. But when he washed these, they were in the toothbrush holder, because that's a good place to dry paintbrushes. It is a pretty ideal spot. We have an extra little, like, nubbin in our toothbrush holder. That's where paintbrushes go to dry. So I'm going to grab my palette, which is a hot mess, because I frequently don't wash it out. You can see it's got orange and pink paint on it from the letters that he had been painting, and I just didn't clean it up after he was done, but the paint won't come off at this point, so it's good. It's on there. I'm just going to add some black paint and get to painting this, and then we'll see if I can do it. I don't know if I'll be able to do the next color on the watercolor tonight or if it's still going to be wet, because I want to make sure it's dry so it doesn't bleed before I do the next part. Okay, to paint this board is a time since the time has changed, a time that my watch does not want me to know. Let's check. Okay. Well, it claims that it's 5:43. That's because of daylight savings time. I'm going to keep forgetting that. It's really only 4:43, which, wow, that's still later than I thought. I've had a creative evening. So I finished painting all of this. And I painted these, which are going to be the little tokens. And I'm just going to leave them just painted this much. And then I have a little extra thing I'm going to add to them. I did not do any more on my watercolor because I just want it to be super dry before I do the next step because I don't want to mess it up. But then I was doing some random research into, I talked about in my 10 non-yarny things about me video, where I was talking about books. I was talking about this book called Spilling Open by Sabrina Ward Harrison. This one. And I was like, oh yeah, I had meant to see if she had any other books out. And she totally does, and I totally want them. But, you know, money and stuff. So I'll have to wait. But I should put that on the list of things that I want for, like, birthdays or something. Anyways, I went and looked up her website and found some stuff. And I was looking at a video thing on there, and that was really interesting. And then I was also simultaneously editing vlogs and other video content, and then camera battery died, and then I had to find you because I couldn't find the camera battery. My other camera died, right? And I plugged it in after I filmed some stuff, and it had turned back to little green lights. I put it in and I went to film with you, and then you went kaput again. I don't understand. But in cleaning up tonight, I had extra paint. I had some extra acrylic paint. There's a little bit of the extra watercolor. So I started playing with this. Oh, it's dried pretty well too already. In this mixed media journal I got. And I just was like laying down some color. And I think I might do some other things. It's funny. On camera, it looks super like blue. But that purple is actually quite... It's called petunia purple. So it's quite like, quite a bit pinker than it shows up. But anyways, I'm just kind of playing with some of that. I don't know. Another interesting thing, so while I was waiting for that to dry, since I had looked at some stuff about Spilling Open, I then saw that my Amy Lowell poetry book was sitting there, this one, that I also talked about in that video, because I hadn't put my books away, because why would one put all the books away when you could just put some of them away and then leave the rest in a stack? Well, I just left all the, like, the Kendra books in a stack. That way I could actually experience them. Because I'm lazy, and it's not like I'm going to go get them out if they're put away. But anyways, I opened this up, and I was kind of thumbing through it, and then I found I had a bookmark in it. So, like, one of the things I like to do as far as bookmarks is I just grab whatever's, like, near me. And it keeps turning out to be really amusing of late because I keep finding bookmarks and books that are like from things. So this is an envelope from the Chico Outlaws, which was/is, I don't know if they're still a thing. They were a minor league baseball team in Chico where I went to college, and I worked for them in their ticket booth for 2 years till I got laid off because they didn't have enough money to pay all the people that were working there. So, this is one of the like will call ticket envelopes, and on the back of it, I was planning a trip for Steve and I to go spend the weekend in Half Moon Bay in California, and so it has like the name of hotels and places we could stay and like their websites so that I could go and check on them later, because I could like use the computer in the ticket booth for other stuff when it wasn't like working time, and so I was researching that, and I had this book there to read during the working time when it was slow. So that was kind of funny and made me think of that trip. And I texted Steve about it, and it's so funny how people remember things differently, because he's like, oh, I remember that was a great trip. I was like, it was fine. It didn't turn out at all how I had expected or planned it, but it was okay. And I do remember that he whacked his head on the bathroom door. Like, he got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and the door was super, super heavy for whatever reason in this bathroom. And when he stood up, it was like not all the way closed, and he just like straight on into it. Yeah, that's one of the things I remember from the trip. It was kind of funny, but that was an interesting little walk down memory lane. I hadn't really thought of that trip in a long time, but yeah. Anyways, memories are funny. Okay, I am going to just make sure I have everything cleaned up so that in the morning my stuff is out of everybody's way and none of my painting stuff gets messed up. And then I'm going to go to sleep because, you know, the clock is against me at this point. And I will see you all tomorrow. Nighty night.